Ibarat peribahasa buah apel tak jatuh jauh dari pohonnya, kira-kira begitulah gambaran yang paling pas untuk mendeskripsikan karir politik dari tiga anak mantan Presiden RI yang pernah berkuasa di tiga era pemerintahan ke belakang. Seperti kita ketahui bersama, tiga mantan Presiden RI tersebut yakni Presiden kelima Megawati Soekarno Putri, Presiden keenam Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, SBY, dan Presiden ketujuh Joko Widodo, Jokowi. Karir politiknya kini dilanjutkan oleh anak-anak mereka yang kini sedang menjabat di pemerintahan. Karir politik Megawati dilanjutkan oleh putri bungsunya Puan Maharani yang kini menduduki jabatan sebagai Ketua DPR RI. Sementara SBY dilanjutkan oleh putra sulungnya Agus Harimurti Yudhoyono, AHY, yang kini menjabat sebagai Menko Pembangunan Infrastruktur dan Kewilayahan. Sedangkan Jokowi diwakili oleh putra sulungnya Gibran Rakabuming Raka yang menjabat sebagai Wakil Presiden RI. Secara kebetulan, ketiganya juga berpeluang dan dijagokan bakal memiliki nasib menjadi orang nomor satu di Indonesia ke depan seperti yang pernah dilakoni oleh orang tua mereka. Selain memiliki modal popularitas yang diwarisi oleh orang tua mereka, ketiga tokoh muda ini juga selalu muncul dari berbagai survei elektabilitas terkait tokoh yang berpeluang menjadi capres maupun cawapres di Pilpres 2029 mendatang. Selain itu, kekuatan jabatan baik di pemerintahan dan partai politik yang sudah dalam genggaman, juga menjadi modal tersendiri bagi ketiganya untuk menggapai karir yang lebih tinggi lagi dibandingkan tokoh-tokoh lainnya. Seperti diketahui, posisi Puan Maharani di PDI Perjuangan saat ini menjabat sebagai Ketua DPP Bidang Politik. AHY sendiri didapuk sebagai Ketua Umum Partai Demokrat. Sementara Gibran, meski belum menentukan sikap bergabung dengan partai manapun usai dipecat PDI Perjuangan, namun posisinya sebagai incumbent tentu menjadi magnet bagi partai-partai politik lainnya termasuk Partai Solidaritas Indonesia, PSI, yang dinahkodai oleh adik kandungnya Kaesang Pangarep. Selain modal popularitas, elektabilitas dan dukungan partai politik yang menjadi syarat untuk mendapatkan tiket berkontestasi di Pilpres mendatang, kemampuan tampil di forum internasional tentu menjadi salah satu pertimbangan koalisi partai politik untuk mendulang suara rakyat. Tanpa bermaksud membanding-bandingkan, redaksi podcast News.id merangkum momen tiga tokoh tersebut saat berpidato di podium internasional yang mungkin bisa menjadi referensi bagi Anda untuk menentukan pilihan calon pemimpin bangsa ke depannya.
Como tercera cumbre de presidentas de Parlamento. Presidenta Maharani tiene la palabra.
Madam President, distinguished delegates, the 13th Summit of Women Speakers of Parliament took place last September 6 in Vienna. It was held by the IPU, the Parliament of Austria, and the United Nations and convened on the occasion of the 5th World Conference of Speakers of Parliament. A total of 155 participants attended with 26 women speakers of Parliament participating in what was first global in-person gathering for many of the participants in nearly 2 years. The theme, Women at the Center, from confronting the pandemic to preserving achievement in a gender-responsive recovery, allowed speakers to reflect on how the effect of COVID-19 aided existing inequalities in many ways. We discussed the essential role of women during the pandemic, as well as how post-pandemic recovery could lead to progress to gender equality. The first session was entitled, Women in the Pandemic, a Tribute to Everyday Heroes. Against the backdrop of the pandemic response, we saw that globally, 70% of healthcare personnel were women. Women scientists, doctors, and nurses were and continue to be in the frontliners of the pandemic, which witnessed their crucial role in confronting the pandemic. We also paid tribute to women decision makers, both in and out of Parliament. Women in position of power, as well as women journalists, were instrumental in navigating societies through the difficult times brought by the pandemic. There is an urgent need to encourage and support women to be better represented in all public and private sphere of leadership. Gender parity in Parliament is also a crucial step in advancing gender equal society post-pandemic. The second session was called Women in the Post-Pandemic Recovery, Preserving Achievement, Furthering Progress. We discussed that economic empowerment must also come in the form of universal and gender-responsive social protection scheme. Today, 60% of women worldwide are not covered by any type of social protection. It was strongly agreed that social protection policies must be amended to better support women, especially those in vulnerable situations. As daunting challenges related to violence against women and children arise, we discuss how speakers must also strengthen their effort to stop such violence in its tracks. Policies must address root causes through the empowerment of girls and their equal access to education. Distinguished delegates, the outcome of the summit emphasized that a transformation of the economy and society through a gender perspective is needed. The COVID-19 crisis provided an opportunity for that kind of transformation. Women speakers of parliament are eager to lead the way. It is the duty of parliamentarians everywhere and of all genders to lead the transformation of our global system to ensure the just allocation of resources and of equal opportunities in the future. We hope to carry this perspective into the deliberation of the 143rd Assembly and in our future activities. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace and blessing be upon us all. Bong Jia and warm greetings from Indonesia. His Excellency Minister Shader Balbalio Filho, honorable ministers and delegates, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Brazil, for welcoming us to this remarkable city, a living monument to modern vision and national aspiration. It reminds us that bold ideas, when grounded in purpose, can reshape a nation's destiny. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Agus Harimurti Yudhoyono, the Coordinating Minister for Infrastructure and Regional Development of the Republic of Indonesia. This marks Indonesia's first participation in the BRICS Urbanization Forum since joining the group. As the world's fourth most populous nation and a pivotal country in Southeast Asia, a region of dynamic growth, we bring both weight and hope to our shared pursuit of global prosperity and sustainability. Today we gather as representatives of diverse nations, yet united by a single conviction. The future of our people will be shaped in our cities. President Prabowo Subianto has placed that conviction at the core of Indonesia's development agenda. Like many of you, we face the twin pressures of rapid urbanization and escalating climate risk. Today, more than half of our population lives in cities, and this will rise to 70% by 2045. Urban growth must therefore be sustainable, inclusive, and resilient. Yet, 1 in 5 Indonesians still lacks access to safe, affordable housing. We cannot accept a future where opportunity is gated by geography or income. No one must be left behind. Our response is an integrated approach that connects land, housing, transport, water, and energy into unified, sustainable infrastructure systems. Each investment is designed to deliver multiple dividends, decent jobs, stronger resilience, greater dignity, and lasting prosperity. That same spirit animates this forum. The BRICS members and partners are home to over half of the world's population. We produce over 2/3 of the world's steel and cement, the backbone of housing and infrastructure. And with China and India set to add 670 million urban residents by 2050, our choices will shape how billions live, move, and thrive in the decades ahead. If we align our expertise from Brazil's social housing innovation, Russia's resilient cold climate urban engineering, India's digital public platforms, China's transit-oriented megacities, to South Africa's community-driven upgrading, and now Indonesia's archipelagic connectivity, we can set a new global standard for inclusive, low-carbon urbanization. The road ahead is clear. First, empower local governments to lead on people-first housing. Equip cities with the authority and tools to design local climate adaptation plans that integrate safe, affordable homes with access to jobs, education, healthcare, and transit. Resilience starts where people live. Second, invest in sustainable infrastructure. Prioritize integrated ecosystem restoration and urban development, from Southeast Asia's coastal mangroves to climate-smart transport corridors in rapidly growing cities. These interventions reduce risk, lower emissions, and improve urban quality of life. Third, unlock transformative finance. Blend public budgets, private capital, and multilateral support, especially via the new development bank, to scale climate-resilient housing, net zero infrastructure, and digital tools for urban risk mapping and mitigation. Finance must meet needs and drive impact. Looking ahead, BRICS has a chance to lead with purpose and action. Let us carry forward the spirit of collaboration and turn shared principles into tangible progress. Indonesia stands ready to contribute with data, pilot projects, and practical policy tools. Together, we can shape an urban future that is inclusive, climate resilient, and rooted in the priorities and innovations of the Global South. Distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Brasilia proves visionary urban design is achievable within a single generation. And our task is to match that audacity with resilience, equity, and climate justice at its core. Let us seize this moment, build together, and ensure that every city, from Surabaya to Sao Paulo, from Shanghai to St. Petersburg, becomes a gateway to opportunity. Thank you. Obrigado. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
可以坐吧，我们的总统还在坐了。
Cada chip, cada linha de código deve carregar consigo a marca da inclusão social. 40% dos trabalhadores do mundo.
Your Excellency, President Ramaphosa, Excellencies, leaders of G20 countries, a fair and just future for all. This is our shared goal. But we must be honest. Are we moving toward that future or drifting away from it? AI will define economic strength for decades to come. Yet today, its benefits remain highly unequal, concentrated in a handful of companies from a few advanced economies. If this imbalance continues, the digital divide will deepen. History has shown us when progress is uneven, the benefits flow to a few, while the costs fall on the many. This time, we must do better. This revolution must be fair, and it must be good for the people. The G20 must ensure that AI becomes a force for inclusion. This means ethical governance and, more importantly, equal access. So innovators everywhere can access data sets, training system, and global platform. Indonesia believes inclusive transitions are possible, and therefore we support G20 Decent Work Compact for fair wages, gender equality, reskilling, and social protection. Excellencies, AI may be digital, but it depends on the physical. From data center to advanced chip, AI relies on critical minerals. And global demand for these inputs is growing fast. But for too long, developing countries exported raw materials while the real value was taken elsewhere. Past industrial revolutions were built on this imbalance. We must not repeat it. This is why Indonesia chose a different path. We build industry at home and invest in downstream transformation and ensure our people benefit from their own natural wealth. This is not about closing doors, it's about opening fair partnership, linking investment, technology transfer, and responsible practices for critical minerals. Excellencies, a fair and just future will not happen by itself. It requires leadership and cooperation to ensure this new industrial revolution lifts all nations, not only a few. Indonesia stands ready to work with all of you so the G20 becomes the bridge between innovation and inclusion, between progress and justice. Indonesia believes that the future must be built on justice. Justice in how we govern new technologies, justice in how we use natural resources, and justice for our workers. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Raka.
Terima kasih atas waktunya menonton tayangan ini. Saksikan terus konten-konten menarik dari podcastnews.id.